Welcome back, my little TCLs. It's Scorpion72 for another review, and kind of like it's like I guess you call it a total review about Mattel's Total Heroes and what I think will really make these figures work, because I'm still 50-50 on these figures. So as you can see, right now I have out the bat 6 figures that are available right now. I know there's been a Lex Luthor, Batman, and Superman 2-pack that's been showing up online. Soon to probably be in retail. Not sure about that yet. And the other one is Mr. Freeze, Bizarro, and Detective Batman. And of course you have a Manic Collector. 2 months ago was Green Lantern Corps of John Stewart. And you had just last month Black Manta. And those are the ultra deluxe figures where you get like all these extra accessories, 3 different heads, and just a lot of stuff. And of course that's on Mattel.com for like 25 bucks or something, plus shipping and handling depending where you live. And then of course you have the regular retail line. Now, my thing about this line is that as you can see, a lot of them is still in the package. What I will be doing is reviewing Superman. So before I review Superman, the reason why a lot of these figures are still in the package is because they seem to almost have no faith in the line. They're kind of like just testing the waters, which at this state of the game, like, they've been around doing the DC Universe Classic figures for a long time, DC signatures, so they should be more enthusiastic and gung-ho about this line. Understand like some other lines, like, you know, Young Justice, Green Lantern movie line stuff didn't really go the way they wanted to, but for a line like this, it's actually not really bad. And what I think they should do is really push this line and not give like this hope or false hope of they're not sure where this line is going, which I understand. They want to test the waters, but saying that you don't have any plans for this line past 2015 kind of pushes people back a bit. You know, like the sales that you want to make, it kind of hinders that, because you got people that are waiting now to see, like in a few weeks, 3 weeks from now, depending when I put this video up, I don't know, like San Diego Comic-Con is just around the corner, and hopefully they announce that this line's continuing in 2015. If they don't, then it's kind of like you bought all these figures and now there's nothing else after that, and it's like I feel like they're going to try again with something else, and that creates a problem because not many people like jumping on lines that don't really commit to dedication and keep going and like producing figures. Great examples you have, like, you know, I know Star Wars is not really fair, but hey, that line's been going with From a Fellow movie for a good almost since '99 when it got reintroduced. Before it was back hot in the '80s when the first 3 movies came out, and then you had their line and they had the prequels, and they're not stopping. If a movie come out next year, forget it, they're gonna keep producing figures. I guess the fair one is Marvel Legends. Took a break for like 2 years or something when Hasbro took over. They didn't start out so well. They stopped, but within those 2 years, they at least brought like 2 packs here and there to keep people's interest. And that's the thing. It's like you gotta keep their interest and give them a lot more. Like they say they've learned from their mistakes. In other words, what I'm trying to say with this line, not giving them in waves and letting the retailers order more which character they want. That's fine, but they still should do waves. They should at least have 6 figures out at a time and give the retailers opportunities to order any one of those 6 figures more than the others, but at least get the 6th batch. At least make it a wave. What I'm trying to get at is that if they did this line like the way they've been handling the WWE line, and if you've been to the conventions, I went to the New York Comic-Con one last year, and when you see how much figures they produce in such a short period of time, and they basically using the same bucks for the female and the male, and they're doing the same thing. This is basically the same type of thing where they just paint over and stuff, maybe a new head, maybe a little bit of gauntlets or accessories here. They should have a ton of these figures out like I think WWE puts out figures, their waves of figures like almost every 3 to 4 months, maybe even less, with the 2 packs and online stuff. If they really want this line to work, this is what they have to do. They have to treat it like the way they're treating the WWE line, and put out the characters out there, put out the figures out there. DC has the most recognizable characters anywhere due to like the 70s, 80s cartoon shows, even up until today, over their animation. They have the most recognized characters anywhere. A lot of people didn't know who Iron Man, Thor, or some of these other characters were until the movies, and now they really know who these characters are. But if you ask anybody to name any of these characters without even telling them, they can name them off pretty much. So what you have here now is right now you know Sinestro, who's a Green Lantern turned bad guy. Hal Jordan, most popular and famous Green Lantern of them all. Flash, fastest man alive, who's gonna have a live action TV show coming on the October schedule there on the CW. I saw the pilot, and there's a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of like references to a lot of stuff. This is gonna be a really cool show for any of you who watch Arrow. It's like it's gonna be something else, and they're not holding back. They're really emphasizing and showing like people with like abilities and stuff, almost like comic related and everything like that. So that's really really cool. Then of course we have Superman, Batman, and Aquaman, who gets a bad rap sometimes, but let's face it, we don't have equipment to go down into the very depths of the ocean, which the pressure can pretty much crush you, and this guy can swim in it like it's a kiddie's pool. So he's quite strong. He can hold his own, and I'm glad they've been showing that in some of the Justice League comics and other comics that he's not somebody to take lightly. And think about it, the ocean really has no light, so you can pretty much see in pitch black, and just the density and pressure, its skin and his body has to be super strong. So, what we're going to do is review Superman. As you see, Total Justice pretty much comes with these packages. Some have accessories, some don't. I think all of them should kind of have some kind of accessory, kind of like the multi-universe ones, or the small ones where they start out the Justice League figures, kind of like this, and Target exclusives that mostly only at Target. Like he should have like a little tornado hand blast type thing. Superman, he's kind of hard. Basically, got a basic chain thing, maybe kryptonite, I don't know. But the rest is okay. The one that comes with the most accessories so far is Batman. You got like his grappling gun and 2 batarangs. I'm glad they made it that you can fit the batarangs in the back. So basically, Superman packaging is, you have Superman's name up here, straightforward. On the back, showcase some of the figures that will be available at the same time they release Superman. Picture of Superman right here. And now, yeah, so we're going to review Superman, which is right here. So, let's get to the articulation of this figure. First off the bat, any of Mattel's reps, Fangirl 2.0, Toy Guru, anybody's watching this, I know you say design team does figures based on a figure-to-figure basis. As you mentioned that through the Master Universe collection there, classics, which I do get every figure. And of course subscribe this year, and well, actually for next year also. And the DC Universe and stuff. My main thing is that it should be mandatory that anybody who flies should be able to lift their head up and look up. Like, that should be an automatic rule right there. I'm sorry to say, but it just does not make any sense that you started off with that with some of the DC superhero figures and DC Universe classics, and then you stopped. But somebody like Superman should not be like this. He should be able to at least lift his head up like he's flying. So that's just my little gripe, is that anybody who flies, I guess swim like Aquaman, in all fact, just put all the heads on ball joints and not detachable ones. Cause I guess you have that for like the Mattel online classics wave there, the Ultra Total Heroes. But anybody who hopefully Bizarro can look up because he flies, and Wonder Woman might be tough with her hair. Since I'm on the topic of Wonder Woman, any females, if possible, which should be done, is that make their hair like soft rubbery material like you do with your WWE female figures. It allows a lot more movement in the head, a lot more up and down motion, and it's possible these days, and it should be done, especially for somebody like Wonder Woman. She flies, so hopefully she can look up. But all of them should be able to look up and down like any normal human, but mainly it's that anybody, especially somebody as iconic as Superman, should not have this problem where he can't look up. So we'll start with the head articulation. Since we're here, you can go left, right, and slightly up, not really even up, and he can look a little bit more down than up. So then we have here short articulation. This is as high as it goes due to the design of the figure. It goes forward. You have elbow articulation, and I like the swivel that they have hidden in the elbow. So you don't need a bicep swivel, because here they have it in the elbow, so he can swivel his arms left to right. This swivel here in the wrists, swivel in the waist. There's no ab crunch, which is fine. I can deal with that. I understand this is supposed to be a figure for low cost, so be affordable. So that's okay. I do wish there would be ab crunch, but I can understand why there's not. Leg articulation, you can pretty much do the splits. You can kick forward, not too much backwards due to the design. His buttocks, okay, it prevents him from going back. His legs any further. Knees, single joint, no swivel in the knee, which would be nice if you put one there if possible. And ankle is just straightforward up and down, no swivel in the boot or nothing. Like I said, this is supposed to be cost efficient for you know, as they like to say, the moms and kids. So, and you should remember that a lot of the moms and dads that buy these for their kids are collectors from before, and we pretty much know when we're getting our money's worth and when we're not. Just a little, you know, little something to keep in mind. So, also he has a cloth cape, which I like. I always like the cloth because of plastic. It varies. Sometimes you get it really rigid, sometimes you get it really soft, but the cloth cape, I like this. Could be a bit bigger, more like, you know, flowing. Batman's one, for instance, here, it could have been more wrapped around, so you can kind of get that, you know, Batman motif where he's just standing there and the cape just comes almost like to the middle of his chest, and all you see is this symbol. So for Batman, that's something that's more more iconic, more should be for a character like him. Superman, like I said, it's just a little bit more bigger than it is right now. So other than that, these figures are quite solid. Like they look like in you know, don't need to take the pun, tick a licking, keep on ticking. Sorry, Timex, but yeah. But like I said before, the paint apps here are pretty clear on my figures. Some of them had some slops from when I went in retail, so I have to watch that, because seeing these figures supposed to be cost reductive, it shouldn't be that difficult to make sure the paints are nice, because there's not much paint to a lot of these figures. They're basically, like if you look at the Flash, it's basically the boots, the lightning, insignia. I think it's like a certain press machine does that. And even Sinestro and other figures like that, it shouldn't be a big of a problem like with the, not saying the DC Universe Classics was a problem, but I understand they have more paint apps. These are pretty much straightforward. Like the WWE, just if Mattel retail team treats this line like the WWE, pumps out the figures, get people aware, let them know, hey, we're building a collection here. Are we giving you guys a collection to build? they're gonna jump on board, and it's sad that DC Classics is you guys are no longer producing them. Maybe when the new movie comes out, you might rethink that, because really, there's no reason why. Also, there's no reason why you guys should only have one line, and aimed at collectors or kids or whoever. Sometimes you have like for adult collectors, which you know that should be removed from the packaging, and I don't really see it here. So I think it's a good idea that you remove that, because nobody really uses the adult collector type thing on their packaging. Not even NECA or what is it, Hasbro. Any of those any of those people use that. But like I was saying before, if you treat this like the WWE, and the way you produce them and the way you ship them or market them and like get them out there, I know it's a little bit harder with no cartoon to back it up. I know WWE is like a show that comes on every week, but if you treat it and make them figures, excuse me, figures as abundant and in a bigger amount and quantity like the WWE figures, it will get more people jumping on board and buying these figures and building a big collection. So by the end of the year, at this point, looks like we will have maybe a total of 20 figures. And I think that's even counting the ones from MannyCollector.com. They have like 4 figures this year. So that's not a lot, considering where you see other companies pushing out these 6 figures every time they release something, and the build a figure also. So that's not really a lot to really get people like pumped for collecting these figures. But like I said before, they're quite solid. They could go a long way if this is the direction you guys really want to go in now, and just make the most of it, because yeah, there's a lot of other DC product that's out there gunning for collectors' money, moms and dads' money, and I gotta say, if somebody else were like DC collectibles right now, they're making some amazing figures, and these figures supposed to retail for $10, but lately I've been hearing and seeing online, even at Target here in Canada, they have them for $14.95. I hear Toys R Us has them for almost $20. I know it's something you can't control, but in the end, it's gonna really hurt the market if the retailers don't at least try to abide by the suggested retail price that you guys are suggesting, because that would definitely kill this line before it even gets off the ground. So I'm not sure if I'm going to open up any of these ones yet. I'm waiting to hear announcements from San Diego Comic-Con before I decide. Truth be told, I have the receipts. So if this line is not continued into 2015, I would take these guys back. Yeah, probably will. I'm not sure, no guarantee, but if the line's not continue, I really don't want to have another incomplete beginning but not finished line in my display case. Like this is like the FIFA tournament. There, you don't come there just to play a practice game. You either play to win or you don't. Play hard or go home. And there's a lot of other companies, Japan, companies here in America. There's a lot of other companies that are making DC product, and seeing you guys have the DC license once again for another 2-3 years going into the next couple of movies. You guys have a real great opportunity here. Mattel has a really great opportunity to really make this something, and yeah, to really push it out. And like I said before, they could do figures for adult collector like in spurts. Maybe that's what they should do when the Superman versus Batman movie, Dawn of Justice, comes out. Do like a 6-figure wave of a Build-A-Figure or something, and do it like in spurts or something like that, or 2-packs every now and then, for like continue like what people have been collecting for the last 8 years, DC collectible classics. Do that, plus do this, plus do the smaller multiverse. Like, put it out there. Like, I'm sure you guys are not blind. and you go to retail stores and you see what other companies are doing, and they're not just focusing on just one niche market. Other companies, depending if you have a toddler to an adult collector like me, there's something there that I can buy from those other retailers or something like that. Or sorry, not other retailers, but other companies. You guys are kind of niche now with maybe three things: Fisher Price, Total Heroes, and Multi-Universe Heroes. So I'm just trying to say, as a Joker says, broaden your horizons. Batman, Tim Burton, Joker. So that's it. That's my review of Superman. I should be getting Black Manta soon. The main one I'm looking forward to is Batman Beyond. That really looks cool. Mainly because he has his wings and he has the old man Bruce Wayne head. So that's my highlight there for that one of all the 4 packs that Matty Collector is releasing. Alright, so this has been Scorpion72 with a quick little review of the Superman Total Heroes and my input on what I think that will make this line work. And we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be an announcement at Comic-Con that will really turn things around and make this line something. Maybe they'll not. Maybe they'll say, you know what, it's not going to continue in 2015. That's all in their hands. And hopefully announce when the Wonder Woman figure will be released. The Wonder Woman figure is still coming out. I might just keep the main team, or maybe just keep them all. Like I said, I'm undecisive right now. I'm really not in the mood. I'm sure like a lot of collectors not really in the mood to start a new collection that's going to end in 365 days. Kind of gotta last a little bit more than a year, especially a big company like yourself. Should be able to pull this off if you just follow the form, just keep it consistent and stuff like that. And like I said, if you do these figures and have these figures showing up at retail like you do the WWE line, it should work. Well, I hope it works, but it's just my opinion, my suggestion. But since it's easy to make these figures because they're all share the same buck, like the WWE superstars, it should be something that should be on the ball, quick to produce out, and it shouldn't take that long. But then again, like I said, I'm not there in your offices. You are, and hopefully you'll really push to make this work, because you know what, they're not that bad. They're really not that bad. Not as detailed as I like my DC Universe Classics, but they're not that bad. I can see myself getting into these if they're going to be more. Alright, so this is Scorpion72 with another review and insight to Total Heroes Wave line. Thanks for watching, and until next time, later.